Welcome to Staying Sweet, the podcast. Tune into my weekly podcast to hear me, Alice Bradley, delve deeper into building your personal brand, up-level your mindset and tap into your highest potential using what makes you, you, all while staying sweet, of course. Whether you're looking to level up within an existing business, start something of your own, or create a fulfilling, balanced and healthier lifestyle, each episode will be curated especially to inspire and encourage your own success. Plus, don't miss out on the Staying Sweet specials, a series of exclusive interviews and conversations with Alice's network of entrepreneurs and brand owners. Don't forget there are new episodes every Monday. If you enjoyed the podcast, please do leave a rate and review. For more daily content, check out @StayingSweetPodcast over on Instagram. Stay sweet. Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Staying Sweet, the podcast. It's Alice here, joining you on this fine Monday morning or whenever you're deciding to listen to this podcast. Welcome to the Staying Sweet podcast community. I'm so glad you've clicked on this episode. I hope you're enjoying listening to it. Are you on a hot girl walk? Are you starting your day off? Are you on your morning commute? I love to know how and when you're listening to this podcast. So do let me know. Tag me on Instagram stories, share the podcast. Let's get the community growing. I feel like it's been a really nice, exciting whirlwind week, and I've had lots and lots of eyes on the Staying Sweet Instagram, which has been amazing. I think my reach has gone from, about 3k reach to over 17,000. So it's taken a massive jump lately. So I'm really excited to have you guys tuning in, checking out the podcast, and just getting yourself involved in the Staying Sweet community. So I thought today's episode could be a really nice, relaxed one, quite an easy, I guess it does link into being the best version of yourself, really. And it's the importance of having a structured morning routine and just getting yourself in the flow in the mornings. And actually, I've noticed when I implement my morning routine, or I'm in a structure in some way in the morning, very early on, my day is just so much better, and I'm in a better headspace and I'm much more productive. So I thought I would kind of share the little things that I do in my morning routine. I feel like some of them are really random, but also just kind of give my input into the importance of having structure, getting yourself ready and prepared, finding your routine and what's best for you. So before we start, let's start with the quote of the week, because I absolutely love to motivate you in some way with a quote or an affirmation. And this week I've decided to go for a quote. So we've got, just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. And I truly have been playing into this feeling as of late. I found that there's been lots of things on my vision board that I'm so excited for, and I'm just itching to have in my life. And I know it's the excitement and the build up and the journey that actually does bring you closer to the goal. And that's the bit that really is quite exciting, the possibility and the journey towards the end goal, not just the end goal itself. But I really like that quote because I feel like lots of things have been aligning lately that, I feel like I'm so ready for that next step, and it's not quite there yet, but I can feel it, I can see it, I can feel the vibration almost of it. So I just want you guys to feel that way as well. Be excited for the anticipation and the butterflies. It really reminds me of that quote that circulates on TikTok all the time by Daniel Ricciardo, and I just love it. It's be excited about the butterflies. I feel like most of you will get it. I will pop it in the show notes for you guys to listen to, just because it's one of my favourite quotes at the moment. And I just love hearing it, because I think it's so important that we enjoy and kind of nourish and take time in the journey and not just rush to the finish line. And I think with all things in life, the journey and the experience and the little things in life make up the amazing moment when you've reached it. And I think a morning routine does that as well, having a nice structure, having little things in your day that make your day feel so much more aligned and exciting and amazing. I think sometimes when you invest in those small moments, you actually have a much better life than if you just had that like one thing at the end and you got everything you wanted. So one of the things for me is my ritual with coffee. And I know coffee is probably not like the greatest thing in the world, but for me, it really is about getting my favorite cup out, getting my coffee pods in, putting my coffee pods into my Nespresso, the sound, the smell, like everything just is so exciting to me. And actually just having that little moment, that moment where I'm just like getting my coffee together, it really is a ritual for me and I absolutely love it. So finding those little things in your morning that you can be grateful for, but that you can also enjoy and just savor in a way, I think is so, so important. And I think having that moment to yourself is honestly amazing. So find something in your day that kickstarts and motivates you, excites you. I love to sit and look at my vision board, get myself excited. I actually have my vision boards on my laptop. So when my laptop's plugged into my second screen, it comes up twice. So I have a large screen with my vision board, and then I'll be doing my emails or I'll be drinking my coffee and catching up on like online articles. So I love to kind of scroll through Sheer Lux and look at like fashion news or any articles really that are just on my sort of favorite platform. So I'll go online, I'll be on my phone, I'll post my content for the day on all my platforms, I'll be checking in with my comments, and I'll be looking at my vision board and having my coffee. And I honestly think having that set up really, really makes me excited for my day and kickstarts my motivation. So have something that aligns with you. If you don't have a vision board on your laptop desktop screen, I highly recommend it because honestly, it's so motivating. I make my vision boards on Canva and I have words on there, I have images. I basically just like get myself a space really that becomes my zone for motivation and inspiration, and it just redirects me and focuses me for the day ahead. So I absolutely love to do that. I also love to really just think about my journey of growth from the moment I wake up to the end of the day. Like I love to think about where my day is going to go, and sometimes having that structure, you can do like a to-do list. I don't like to write to do because whenever I would do that, I would feel it was quite negative and had quite a negative connotation. Even just changing a to-do list to I get to do, or I'm so grateful I get to do list, it really just shifts the level and puts you on that higher vibration. I also love to write power list on the top of my to-do list, and my lovely friend Kat actually introduced me to that in lockdown, and she got me into power lists, and most of the time the top of my to-do list say power list instead. So yeah, just switching up the title at the top can really, really help motivate you, get you in like a really good headspace. I love this idea of just restarting, resetting and refocusing with my morning. And also reading affirmations is another thing that I love to have. I need to start doing this more, but what I will do is I will pop it in the show notes for you. I created a template for handwritten affirmations. I promise you now, actually having affirmations written in your own handwriting, I think it convinces your subconscious much more. And when you read them in the morning, take time. You could do this with your morning coffee or your cup of tea or your Barocca. I have a Barocca every morning. I swear by a Barocca as well with my coffee, but sit and enjoy that and read out your affirmations. Say it, feel it, get yourself on that high vibe. If you've got a favorite playlist, put it on, guys. I swear music has so much power. Find a playlist or create a morning motivation playlist that's just songs that you love. At the moment, I'm absolutely loving the new Taylor Swift album. I've had that on repeat. A really high vibration album for me is also Harry's House. I listened to that when I was traveling, and it was such a lovely time in my year this year. So every time I listen to the songs, it just reminds me of being away. I think the first time I listened to the album, I was in Lake Como, and it literally just come out. So yeah, it just reminds me of being in Lake Como. So find music and find things that really make you feel good. And yeah, I think the current vibe really is working on a lifestyle that you want and working on a lifestyle that you promise for yourself. So just focus on what you actually want and what makes you happy. Don't do things in your morning routine that, other people have mentioned. I feel like TikTok can be quite a toxic place sometimes and like force you to have to do like 10 things in your routine. If there are 10 things in your routine that you want to do it. But if there isn't, if there's like 2 things you want to do and you want to be out the door, do that instead. And I promise you'll feel so much more high vibrational and on your own frequency and just in a better place. At the end of the day, like, you owe it to yourself to feel the best you've ever felt and look the best you've looked and love yourself more than you could have ever imagined. And I think when you're on that high vibration with a good morning routine, I feel like everything does align in your favor. So yeah, I feel like whatever you put your mind to in the day, you can achieve with a good morning routine and a good structure. But yeah, I thought it would be really nice just to kind of open that conversation up. I'd love to know what you guys do to level up and feel your best self in the morning. Like, I feel like I would really love to know more about what people do in their morning routines. I also love to watch, not all the time, but there are a couple of creators that I love to kind of check in. And this is another thing that really interests me actually with creators. What do you guys feel about consuming content creation that every day shows up in the same way? So to kind of explain it, there's one creator who basically puts their morning coffee routine on their stories every single morning, and without fail I want to check in and I want to watch it, and I want to watch the coffee machine experience, and I want to see her pour the coffee and all those things. So yeah, I think it's really interesting to like know whether you guys still invest in the same type of content day in and day out. So I just want to leave you with a morning checklist, something that you could incorporate, different things that you can add to your routine if it fits, just to get you thinking about a better structure. So start with self. Think about yourself as soon as you wake up. What makes you feel good? What makes you not feel good? Stay away from tech. Like, if you don't feel high vibe when you scroll through people's Instagram stories when you first wake up, don't do it. I find if I scroll through TikTok, I feel really, really low vibe in the morning. So I don't open TikTok. I force myself to get up, make my bed, go make myself a coffee and focus on my coffee and my coffee routine. That makes me feel really good. Make time for you. Take time to journal or meditate if that makes you feel better. I think the next thing on the morning checklist would be movement, stretch, have a shower, like move your body, dance. Some people really love to dance in the mornings and I love that. Like, I feel like if you can jam out to your favorite music in the morning, do that whilst you're doing your skincare routine. Also, movement could be, heading for a morning run, going for a morning walk, or heading to the gym. Some of you like morning exercise. I'm finding at the moment I'm really loving the gym in the evening, so that's what I've been prioritizing and focusing on. The next thing on the checklist is learning. So that, I guess, is like the consumption of media or the consumption of information in a good way. So you could be listening to your morning podcast, you could be listening to Staying Sweet, and maybe this is your time to be kind of waking up the brain. You could watch the news, although I don't really advise that if you want to be on like a high vibe. One of the things I try and do for myself is avoid the news. So maybe just consume like lighthearted stuff, or check in with like a educational app like Duolingo. I love to do Duolingo on the train. If I'm heading into central London on my morning commute, I absolutely love it. And then the final thing, the most important, I think, is fuel. So nourishing your body for the day ahead, like drinking your water. I have my Barocca in the morning, making your favorite breakfast, or starting your day with something that you love to have, like make a breakfast bowl or a smoothie, that type of thing. So that's everything for my morning routine and my structure. I really want to know what you guys do to level yourself up in the mornings. Let me know. I'm going to share some tips and tricks as well, some inspo on my Instagram as well. Make sure you're checking it out at Staying Sweet Podcast, and I will see you next week, guys, for a brand new episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to Staying Sweet the podcast. If you enjoyed listening, please do leave a rate and review, and I will catch you next week for a new episode.